When are you going to say... John Sullivan wants to know, when am I going to say fire Kirby Smart? The wheels would have to completely come off sometime in the next 2 or 3 years for me to say that. I think any new coach should be given at least 4 years to get his players in there. So, you know, will I be happy with Kirby Smart at the end of every game? No. Will I be happy with every decision Kirby Smart makes? No. Will I rant and rave and yell at Kirby Smart a couple of times over the next couple of years? Probably so. Will I make a fire Kirby Smart video over the next 2 or 3 years? The chances are very, very unlikely that that'll happen. Is the LWO network making a comeback? Mean Bean wants to know. I do have a second channel called the LWO network. Again, that's sort of an off-season thing. What I do is I post videos from other people onto that LWO network channel, and it gives some of the people that watch Uncle Lou videos an opportunity to find other YouTubers that you might find interesting. So maybe we'll bring that back in the off-season. Chief Urag, what was that damn racket outside your garage while you were making this video? Oh, that was the neighbor what was doing yard work. The guy does yard work like 8 days a week. He blows his driveway every day, weed eats. You know, he's always doing something out there. So yeah, that's what that was. Jenner Cook, favorite song band of all time. Will you do the Dirty Bird one more time? Favorite song or band is a hard one. I'm a huge Dave Matthews Band fan. Of course, most of you know I love the band Tool. As far as country music goes, Garth Brooks to me is one of the all-time greats. Travis Tritt. It would be hard for me to pick a favorite. I'm a fan of a lot of different genres of music, so it would be hard for me to pick one all-time favorite. Dave Matthews would be on the list. Garth Brooks, Tool. I like Jimmy Buffett. I like Tupac is one of my favorites ever of any type of music. Will I do the Dirty Bird one more time? I used to make a lot more Falcons videos than I make now. I think there's some other questions in here about will I start making Falcons videos again? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. But maybe that's something I'll do. And if I do start making the Falcons videos, yes, I will do the Dirty Bird in a video again. I promise. Legendary Sports Network wants to know, is Lou Jr. a big UGA fan? I don't know if I would call him a big UGA fan. He's 7 years old. He hasn't even played football yet. He's played soccer and baseball. He doesn't spend a lot of time sitting down watching games on TV, whether it's Georgia or any other team or any other sport for that matter. He's never watched a game beginning to end. I don't know if you have kids that are that age or if you hadn't had kids that age, whatever. It's hard to get him to sit down and be still for 3 or 4 hours to watch a game. But he is a Georgia fan. He hates South Carolina, he hates Florida, he hates Auburn. You know, he's got all kinds of Georgia t-shirts. He's got a Sony Michel jersey, 3 or 4 Georgia hats. You know, he's Georgia stuff hanging on the wall in his room. So he is a Georgia fan, but I think right now he's a Georgia fan more or less because I'm a Georgia fan. And hopefully when he gets a little older, he'll develop his own connection with UGA, but we'll see. Let's see. Based on UJ's season right now, do you think they're better off with Kirby instead of Mark Richt? Tanya Davis wants to know. Yes, I do. I was tired of the same old with Mark Richt. I think UJ needed a change and a shake-up. I'm not going to get into bashing Mark Richt here. But, you know, I know we won 10 games last year with Richt, so if we only win 8 or 9 this year, people are going to say, oh, you made a mistake. You fired a 10 win, and now you only won 8 or 9. Well, I'm willing to take a step back. That means we can finally take 2 or 3 steps forward. So, no, I don't think it was a mistake. Let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love Georgia? And what are your favorite players ever? This is one of those questions I could do an entire video on. Obviously, if you're asking me on 1 to 10, I'm going to say a 10. As far as favorite players of all time, I could do a 20-minute video just on that. I'll go with players this century. I'll just name some off the top of my head. DJ Shockley, David Pollock, Thomas Davis, Rennie Curran, Noshawn Moreno, Todd Gurley, the Stinchcomb brothers. I like David Andrews, the center that we lost here recently to the NFL. Michael Bennett, one of my favorite receivers over that time period. I'm trying to name, I mean, I could name the obvious ones, like, you know, Matthew Stafford, A.J. Graham. I'm trying to name some of the maybe not so obvious ones, but, Anyway, I could do a whole video just on that. What are your thoughts on Tennessee's injury situation? I'm not a fan of injuries. I'm not going to particularly make fun of Tennessee or anything like that for having a lot of injured players. I think it's a shame. Anytime anybody gets injured, much less half your team or whatever, you know, now there are a certain percentage of Tennessee fans who have spent the better part of last year or the better part of the last 12 months making fun of UGA and UGA fans and Nick Chubb in particular for his injury. And I'm not going to get into that. You know, karma is what it is. Now, injuries happen to every team. Now, yes, some teams are going to get hit harder than others, but injuries are just part of the game. You know, if Tennessee doesn't win the SEC, is it going to be because of injuries? No, it's not. They're just not the best team in the SEC. It's just that simple. Let's see. Law Tide wants to know, will you ever go back and do the Mean Bean podcast, the other white meat? Most people watching probably don't know who Mean Bean is, but he's a YouTuber. He used to do a live podcast or something or whatever, and I was on it once years ago. Let's see. Fred Few, Uncle Lou, I'd like to know if you think you'll see in your lifetime Georgia winning a national championship. Yes, I do. I think I will see that in my lifetime. I've already seen it once in my lifetime, and I think I'll see it again. What does your head tell you, and what does your heart tell you? If so, how long? I think Georgia has a good chance to compete for a national title in the immediate future, the next 4 or 5 years. I know some people are going to argue with me about this, but I believe that Georgia has been the best team over the last 15 years not to win a national title. And you say, well, moral victory. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't think there's a team that's been as consistently good as UGA over the last 15 years that hasn't won a national title. Oregon would be the only other team, and they have not been good for as long over the last 15 years as UGA has. I think Georgia's the best team over the last 15 years not to win a national title. I'm not going to sit here and say they're due or anything like that. But there's been a couple of years over the last 10 years in particular, 11 years, that if one or two balls would have bounced differently, one or two things would have gone a different way, Georgia could have at least played for a national title 3 different times and maybe even won 1 or 2. So I do think it's coming sooner rather than later. Uncle Lou, I just got into your videos this season. Always interesting. I'm just curious, do you sleepwalk? I've seen some of your nighttime videos. That's from Patty Didi. You're probably talking about like the tinfoil hat videos that I make out here late at night with hardly any light on and stuff like that. Those are not to be taken seriously. Those are that's just something I do for. I mean the whole tinfoil hat thing. I mean I'm not trying to give away any super secret here, but those are. Those tinfoil hat videos are a character, really, a caricature of conspiracy theory people and doomsdayers and stuff like that. Don't take those too seriously. Let's see. Uncle Lou, I'm a Florida fan, but I still like your videos, especially your rages. How'd you become a Georgia fan? Well, I'm from Georgia. That had a lot to do with it, really. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about that. Billy Cole Jr. says he's a new viewer and a Vol fan. How did I get started doing videos and when? What's the most viral video you've ever made? I got started doing videos about 3.5 years ago. No, 2.5. 2014. I made videos, started making videos in 2014. I wasn't making UGA videos. I was making just like random topic videos. Somebody happened to see a Georgia flag in the background on one of my videos and told me about this group on YouTube called the TTC, the Trash Talking Circle. Basically a group of guys who make videos about their team and trash other teams. And they said, hey, Uncle Lou, you ought to make some Georgia videos. Yeah. That's sort of how it all started. The most viral video I've ever had was the one right after this year's Tennessee game. I've had 4 or 5, I guess, that you could call viral videos as far as getting picked up by like all the sports sites on the internet and ESPN and stuff like that. But the one after this year's Tennessee game was the most viral in terms of number of views. What made you want to open up a YouTube account? My nephews got me started on that. They were big into YouTube. They didn't make YouTube videos, but they watched YouTube constantly. They never watched TV. All they did was play video games and watch YouTube. And so they're the ones that sort of got me going on it. Do I honestly think Nick Chubb is 100%, and is there any chance him or Sony will stay for their senior year? No, I don't think he's 100%, but he's, 90, 95. I don't think he has any lingering knee issues physically. Mentally, he may have some concerns, but physically, I think he's pretty close to 100%. And no, I do not think him or Sony Michel, either one, will stick around for another year. Who do I blame for the way Georgia's season is going? Also, do you think Kirby Smart is the right choice for the job? There's no way to know if Kirby is the right choice right now. He's halfway through his first year. I'll say this. Kirby could completely fail at UGA. That doesn't mean firing Mark Richt was the wrong thing to do. It means we replaced him with the wrong guy. That's it. Firing Mark Richt was 100% the right thing to do. It's my opinion that Kirby Smart's the guy for the job and it's going to be okay. But, you could have an opinion the other way. There's no way to prove that right or wrong right now, halfway into his first year. Let's see. Todd Gurley Gaming. Do you think Jake Fromm will be the starter when he's at UGA, and where do you think we'll use Richard LeCounte III? I think Richard LeCounte III will be a safety if he comes to UGA, and no, I do not think Jake Fromm will be the starter at UGA. I think he will probably redshirt. Just my opinion. I think Eason will remain the guy. Let's see. Comments. Comments. What's my assessment of the Falcons right now? They're pretty good. They're a top 10 team in the NFL. Would you say you're comfortable in life? If so, when did you come to realize it? Actually, no. In real life, outside of YouTube, no, I'm not very. I'm not. If you saw me in the grocery store, I'm not running around yelling and screaming like I am on YouTube. If you don't mind, how old are you? I'm 38, Dante Jackson. Have I heard the rumors about Terry Godwin being unhappy and possibly looking to transfer? Yes, I heard those rumors this week. I'm of the opinion that if somebody wants to transfer, let him go. Screw him. I really don't care. I like Terry Godwin. He's a good kid. He's an okay receiver. He's 5'10". There's a million Terry Godwins. So, if he goes, he goes. How long is it? Oh my God, 26 minutes. I'm going to cut this off. Maybe I'll do a part 2. I don't know. Have a great day.